What's going on, guys? So, as you guys can see, I've picked up a PlayStation 5 kiosk. Um, this was one in the stores. It's a tabletop variant, just like my Switch kiosks are. It has a unit there, but that's just a dummy unit. There's nothing in there actually. It lights up, has the original TV, all the brackets. No key, unfortunately, so I had to drill the lock, but you can put another different type of lock in there if you need to. But honestly, you don't even need to use the lock because if you unscrew those two things, the TV just pops right out, which is pretty cool. I've gone ahead and removed that for now to kind of show you how it's designed. It is missing the little artwork that goes in there, which is common on these, as when usually, you know, a store closes, they tend to get rid of the stuff that's inside of them. But luckily, they did manage to leave the controller in there. So this is the original kiosk controller, and it has an actual magnet back here that will lock it into this. So that's really cool. It's in great shape, so at least I'll be able to have the controller tied to it. I don't even have a PS5, to be honest. So so I can put a PS4 in there or whatever, and it fits right behind the TV. But it's a really cool kiosk. It uses that new SEG silicon edge graphics type of artwork that everybody's using now, GameStop. So this is cloth material. I really hope they release different cloths for this, because it'd be cool to add like God of War or something else. You can just pull it out and put another one in there. But it's a really nice kiosk. It lights up really well. So this one was still non-interactive, I guess, because this is a plate that goes right there, and it's bolted in all together, and you can't get access unless you unbolt it out. But it had the original controller in there stored away, so I can make it interactive. I just had to get some extra screws here, because this one you have to use a nut to put there, but this one you have to use a screw. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll go ahead and light it up. It's just a short video showing it off, but I guess I figure I show you this too. So this was in there, and I think this is tied to maybe a media player at one point was in here before the PS5 was in here, so that's probably for the media player. It has that over there. Oh, this is all real tight, so I'm gonna have to go get a screwdriver. Show you that here shortly. Alrighty guys, so there we go. We've gone ahead and attached the controller, which this kiosk never had, but thankfully they left that stored inside for us to put on there. So it has a wired controller, everything all set there. And then I've gone ahead and unscrewed the top parts of the TV there, so you can see that it lifts up. Now there's a lock on the side there that I've drilled out because I need to get access to the inside. There's no other way to get into it. It's closed on its entirety, and it's very difficult to get into. But once you remove that lock mechanism, you unscrew these two screws, and it lets you lift up the entire TV there. And you have all the access in there for where the console sits. Now, I've seen videos of the consoles overheating in there, and I don't think it's due to the console where it sits. I think it's more due to the fact that just the console is hot to begin with. And being in a closed enclosure like this doesn't help. Because I've seen a lot of videos of these PS5s overheating and blowing fuses and need to get repaired, so it's a common issue. And it will aggravate the issue on these kiosk consoles because it's sitting in such a tight place. So I think they should have designed this a little bit better to where there was a little bit more room for the PS5 to breathe, given that's already a tight spot. But there's a lot of fans and they're blowing like crazy, so at least they tried. But I guess unless they come out with a revision of PS5 that will run a lot cooler, that won't probably go away. So I'm expecting a lot of these PS5 kiosks to fail at some point sitting in there. Now that's just a dummy unit, like I said, so it just lights up, but it doesn't have anything inside, just a blank shell there. But this is a proprietary Sony TV. Well, I won't say proprietary, but it's more of a commercial TV. I don't know if they sell them to some of their, commercial vendors, but Sony tends to do that. They'll put some of their top of the line commercial TVs on these displays because they have to be on 24/7. Nintendo gets theirs from Samsung, and I've seen Xbox from their displays get LGs, but then they switch over to Samsung at some point. So they all the video game companies, whenever they release these kiosks, they put commercial TVs so that they can be on 24/7 without having to worry about burn-in or other issues. Because, you know, they don't want their kiosks to look bad in front of customers. So they all do that. Now, I'll say that it lights up really, really nice. So let's go ahead and connect it. So I brought the connector here so you can kind of see what it does. And so there she is. It is a very beautiful kiosk, I might say. Lights up really, really nice. I like the symbols there for the controller, light up blue. So that kind of gives you the heritage of it, but then they've gone white with the PS5. They've really gone all white. TV's fully working. Can really stick any console in there and you're good to go, but you know, I need to get a PS5 in there. But it's a really nice kiosk. It's a tabletop version. I need to find a 4-foot metal case to sit it on top of if I can find one. But if I do find one, I'll stick it on. And then you can see here, these are the brackets that lock it onto the gondola for the TV. I mean, for the store, to make sure that no one can just yank it out. So it sits and locks in place. And then there's access to the key. But it's a really, really cool kiosk. I'm surprised to get one, given that the PS5 is still a fairly new console, but usually how it works, the store closes, they gotta liquidate all the assets. So, hope you guys enjoy the video and a more in-depth look at how a PS5 works.